Hi there everyone. I wanted to do a short video on an issue that I think some of you might be having with the DJI Fpv drone. Now, for most of you who own this, you know that this is a complicated drone. It's a bit different from the traditional DJI drones. It's made for competition. It's harder to control, and the issue I wanted to talk about is that some of us are having issues with having the device lift off. Now it connects, there's no errors, all the satellite signals are there, and you full throttle and nothing happens. Rather, the propellers spin at full rate, but you're not getting liftoff. Now, that's a very dangerous situation, and the reason for that is at any given point you might burn out the engines, you might tip the chopper and break your FPV, and it's a shame because it's such a simple issue that I'm afraid for some reason DJI has not shown this issue on either of its manuals or video tutorials. What they should have done is to make sure that the very first thing during installation and setup should be the issue with these propellers. Otherwise, people are just going to break their drones. So I did some research in the forums. Some people were talking about, oh, maybe the rotors have been wired in reverse, which I thought was kind of like, well, how many times can that happen? And that's a very big mistake. So I looked into to see if there was an issue with the propellers, and sure enough, now here's the issue. As you can see, the DJI Fpv in its full package combo comes with two sets of propellers, and they're all separated into two different boxes. So you open up the first box and you see these set of propellers, and then you open up the second one and you see these ones, and then you guess, depending on which one that you open, you're like, oh, okay, so the second box is basically spares. I can put those aside and use the one set. Well, that's what happens, is that here is the issue. When you do that, as you can see, this set of propellers has no orange marking at the tip here around the hole of the propeller, but these do. Don't mind these chevrons here. Don't mind the stickers here. Those are mine. But you can see on this set has the orange one. Now, when you open one box, they all come like this. All the orange ones are in one box. The ones that aren't marked are in a different box. So whichever one you will happen to open, and you put the other one aside, and then you start to install. And then that's where the issue occurs. When you try to full throttle and lift off, you can't lift off, and so on. So obviously, the solution is right here. As you can see, two of the rotors diagonally do not have the orange markings. These two diagonal ones do, which means you use the orange labeled ones on the orange rotors, and the other one unmarked ones for the unmarked rotors. And once you do that, you're ready to go. And here's the other thing, which actually, this is how I figured it out, was that in looking at the markings, and they're not easy to see on these propellers, it shows you to which direction, as you put it on the rotor, to which direction it should lock. But if you've got the wrong rotor, it doesn't lock in that position. It locks in the opposite side of what the symbol is showing. So that I discovered, and then I guessed that there was something wrong, then having noticed the orange markings. So orange marking propellers to the rotors with the orange marks, and the unmarked ones to the unmarked ones, and that's generally the solution there. Okay?